Now the little boy Hogarth had an idea. He thought he could use that hole to trap a fox. He found a dead hen one day and threw it out onto the loose soil over the trap. Then towards evening he climbed a tree nearby and waited. A long time he waited. A star came out. He could hear the sea. Then, there, standing on the edge of the hole, was a fox, a big red fox, looking towards the dead hen. Hogarth stopped breathing, and the fox stood without moving. Sniff, 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 out towards the hen. But he did not step out onto the trap. Slowly he walked around the wide patch of raw soil until he got back to where he'd started, sniffing all the time out towards the bird. But he did not step out onto the trap. Was he too smart to walk out there, where it was not safe? But at the moment he stopped sniffing. He turned his head and looked towards the top of the cliff. Hogarth, wondering what the fox had seen, looked towards the top of the cliff. There, enormous in a blue evening sky, stood the Iron Man, on the brink of the cliff, gazing inland. In a moment the fox had vanished. Now what? Hogarth, carefully, quietly, hardly breathing, climbed slowly down the tree. He must get home and tell his father. But at the bottom of the tree he stopped. He could no longer see the Iron Man against the twilight sky. Had he gone back over the cliff into the sea, or was there coming down the hill in the darkness under the high skyline towards Hogarth and the farms? Then Hogarth understood what was happening. He could hear a strange tearing and creaking sound. The Iron Man was pulling a barbed wire fence that led down the hill, and soon Hogarth could see him as he came nearer, tearing the wire from the fence posts, rolling it up like spaghetti and eating it. The Iron Man eating the barbed wired fencing wire. But if he went along the fence, eating as he moved, he wouldn't come anywhere near the trap, which was out in the middle of the field. How could he spend the whole night wandering about the countryside along the fences, rolling up the wire and eating it, and never would any fence bring him near the trap. But Hogarth had an idea. In his pocket, among other things, he had a long nail and a knife. He took these out. Did he dare? His idea frightened him. In the silent dusk he tapped the nail and the knife blade together. Clink, clink, clink. At the sound of the metal, the Iron Man's hands became still. After a few seconds he slowly turned his head, and the headlamp eyes shone towards Hogarth.